y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And today's video is going to be a little different because it is a life update. I know the past few videos that I made have been more educational, you following me along on this entrepreneurial journey and things that I'm learning, things that I'm figuring out, and me just sharing that with you all. It's been a while since I've done a life update. When I first started my channel, I used to do way more vlogs. Lately, I've just been like on my grind and on the hustle, so I've been learning a lot of things and wanting to take more time to explore those things further and then later relay what I've learned in a video for you all. So I hope that made sense. So you may be asking, why are you wearing a beanie indoors? And that is because I went to Indianapolis. I go a couple times a month to visit my friends down there and to see my stylist. And we space out our appointments together. I want to say it used to be every 16 weeks, about 4 months, and then we shortened it to about 14 weeks. So around the 14th week mark, I would start to feel like the newness of the last trim that I'd get and the last treatment that I get would kind of wear off. So about every 14 weeks. I'm not sure where the miscommunication was, but essentially I left with what I'm just going to call in general a bad haircut. A haircut that did not make me feel energized and did not make me feel like great. You know, I had a great experience while I was there at the salon. I've been, and I'll talk about this in a couple of videos in the past where I talk about how hard it is to find a stylist that is trained and has experience cutting and styling curly hair. I can't speak for what the training is like for stylists nowadays, but I can tell you that it's lacking in general. When you go to a salon, it could be something like a chain, like a franchise situation, or a high-end situation. You cannot assume that the stylists there know how to cut and manage your type of hair. So I always have to ask. I've learned over the years what questions that I need to ask because they need to be much more specific to me and my hair and my goals before I'll make an appointment. And even then, some stylists, I think, want me to give them a chance to prove that they know how to cut my hair, that they'll be a good fit for me, a good match for me. So despite not having that experience and not having that education, which has never ended well, just be honest. Just be honest. If you don't have experience cutting curly, and I'm not talking about hair with body, and I'm not talking about hair with volume, I'm talking about this type of hair, or this type, or this type. I'm talking about curly, textured hair. Hair that is naturally curly and textured, not something that's been permed into a certain texture. Someone who knows that naturally curly textured hair is not all one type, it's not all one thing, that there is so much variety in curly hair and textured hair and knows how to speak that language, we'll say. Unfortunately, I've been living in the state of Indiana for 2 years. I was living in Indianapolis for a little over a year, and I have yet to find a stylist that is consistently able to deliver on the promise. And the promise is that through communication with your stylist, that you guys can come to a meeting of the mind, so to speak. Like if you have an idea of the haircut that you want and you have your hair goals, that through a consultation and communication that you guys will work it out. Curly hair can be very forgiving of mistakes because it's not straight and it's not wavy. It's harder sometimes to see what kind of errors have been made. Unfortunately, this time I could feel it right away as soon as I got home. Something that I do is I rinse out all of the product that was put in. I like to figure out what I'm working with right away. Plus, you know, all the little hairs and stuff from cutting, you know, that get under your, you know, the neckline of your shirt and stuff. I like to rinse all that off. I've been growing out my hair for over a year. You all know when I first moved to Indiana, I had a shaved head. It was so cold that, you know, I wore hats pretty much every day up until March of that next year. So I wasn't concerned about finding a stylist until around that time. And it's been awful. It's been so awful. I'll specifically ask for a stylist with experience, you know, cutting, coloring, be as specific as possible. I'm growing out my hair, you know, do have someone who, you know, has experiences working with those transitional hairstyles and haircuts, that kind of thing. Some salons straight up lie and say, oh yeah, we can take care of you no matter what you're coming into the salon for, you know, we'll work with you to like meet your hair goals. And I'm like, okay, that's super cute, but the truth is in the cut. Unfortunately, it had been such a long time since I got gooped by a stylist and by a salon. I was completely taken out. I didn't want to touch my hair. I didn't want to look at it. Y'all, I have like 3 different hats now. I have wool berets that I'll be wearing over the winter into the spring, and beanies in a bunch of different colors, because between 4 to 6 inches of hair was cut off, and anyone who has curly hair knows that dry, it looks like an inch or 2. But when you cut that off, what you've really cut off is 4 to 6 inches of hair. So that's essentially over a year. Over a year's worth of hair growth was cut off, and my hair was cut into a totally different hairstyle, and I could not deal. I was like, what am I gonna do? I already have feelings about this kind of length. It's not really my favorite. I'm finding it hard to work with and feel like 100%. It can take a while for me to find a look, you know, that I really like. And every time, you know, every month or so when my hair grows out a little bit more, it changes. So I'm constantly feeling like, I'm like, it looks okay, it looks good, but I was really looking forward to when it grows out long enough that I can do braids and more updos, because that's what I enjoy. That and super short shaved. Don't know why that is, but I really do. Also, if you guys are wondering why my skin looks so shiny, it's because I have pure shea butter on. I've been going out a bit more and wearing my mask, and it makes my chin and the top of my nose really dry. Plus the temperature dropped. Last week it was about like 40 degrees, and now today it's around 70, and yesterday I think it was around 60. So my skin is going cuckoo bananas. So I just put a really thin layer on, sort of like a hot oil treatment, where I just leave it on for a few hours, and then when I do my nighttime routine, wash it off. So y'all, that took me out. And like I said, it's been such a long time since that happened. I mean, I cannot count how many times I've had a bad experience with stylists telling me, we can't do that with your hair, that wouldn't look good, maybe we should try something like this, or, you know, this is much more popular with, you know, people who have your hair texture, why don't we do it this way instead of that way? And it's just a whole mess. Now, what has been on my mind, well, really since I found her Instagram. She's been on my mind. Well, okay, first it started out with me being obsessed with a salon called Hair Story. I love them. I love them so much. I found out about them when I was trying to find more of their hair products. And this was 6 years ago or more. And I found their website, and they have a blog where they interview people and they talk about their hair journey and their sort of like their mission statement, you know, what hair means to them, and more about their products as they went into development a couple of times to improve the formula. They're like such a breath of fresh air, the entire crew there. I want to say through their Instagram account, I found Maddie. Maddie is a hairstylist who is based out of Texas. Everything about her as a professional, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a creative person, all of it speaks to me. All of it speaks to me. And I immediately started following her on Instagram, and I just love her ethos, and her work ethic is amazing, and her just how she treats her clients and all of it. I just love all of it. You know, every time she posts something, I'm there to have a little heart or to say, oh my God, I love that. It's so beautiful. It didn't occur to me until this happened that I don't ever want it to happen again. Like, I felt so bad. Ooh, it was... You guys know I have skin issues, I have hormonal acne, and that could be really severe if it's not in check. Luckily, it is right now, as you guys can see. I don't have no makeup on, I just have shea butter on, and I think a little bit of sunscreen left over from earlier today, and that's it. I was like, I don't want this to happen again, and I also don't want this process of waiting for my hair to grow out to a length that I really enjoy, for it to be like a chore or something that I'm just meh about, you know. So started, you know, checking to see if there were any openings in her schedule, and like going on her website, which is super cute, by the way. You guys should check her out. I also started following, I think her Instagram feed is called Mona Cut on Instagram. Also amazing. I was talking to a friend of mine, Golitha, about the entire experience and how it made me feel and how frustrated I was. She has natural hair as well. It's a different hair texture from mine, a lot curlier than mine. And she normally goes to her husband's barber. She has a great relationship with him, and he listens to her and all of that, so that's normally where she goes. But when I started to talk to her about how there are some stylists that take it upon themselves to get more training and to be trained to cut curly textured hair, and that there are, like, the Mona Cut is trademarked, so other companies can't claim to do the same thing. You can only receive that training through that company. She was very surprised to hear that. And I was like, I didn't realize that that's not common knowledge. That not only is there this resurgence of enthusiasm for curly natural hair, all these new hair products coming out, the fact that more and more of them, we're seeing them in these huge chains like Target and Walmart, but that also applies to stylists and their training. There are stylists that you'll see kind of like in their byline the different types of training that they've had. If they were trained, for example, Redken, Paul Mitchell, they like to put those kind of things. But I think Diva Curl also has a certification, and the Mona Cut. And those are just two that I can think of right off the bat. There are stylists specifically trained to cut curly textured hair. I was just kind of had my fingers crossed while I was living out here in the Midwest, hoping to find one. Unfortunately, I did not, and I got my face cracked. So I think that I will be booking a trip to Texas to see Maddie. This will be the first time I have ever done anything like this. I have always wanted to go to Texas for reasons of food and, you know, vintage shopping as I love to do, you know, seeing historical sites, all that kind of stuff. I have never thought about traveling specifically for something like this, to like visit someone who you really admire, and it just makes me feel really excited to think about taking this to her and us having a consultation and talking about what my goals are, and us coming up with something together, like really collaborating together. So maybe this will happen and you guys will see a vlog on it, and maybe I'm just trying to comfort myself right now. That's why you'll be seeing me in hats for the next few months. Yes. Also, regarding my business, oh, if you're new to the channel, hello. I have an online thrift shop called heyredshop.com, where you can check out, you know, vintage and secondhand goods there. I have movies, clothing, home goods, all of the things. And so far, October has been a very, very good month. I don't know if you guys are spreading the word or not, but I really appreciate it. It's so amazing. I've gotten, you know, more sales through Etsy and some through eBay. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. That was a wonderful surprise. I was checking and I realized that compared to this month last year, I have double the amount of orders. So thank you all for spreading the word. I so appreciate it. I've been blogging regularly on my movie blog, eating-film.com and heyredshop.com/blog. I've been really keeping the pace up with both projects, and in addition to my online store, very proud of that. It took a while to figure out a rhythm and a routine. Really, the only place that I feel like I've been slacking is my YouTube channel. I know. You guys have been amazing watching my videos. I see the view counts going up, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out here with me. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, I recently bought a new printer. I'll be creating a video reviewing it because I know printers are a key part of all entrepreneurial businesses, especially if you work online. Invoices, labels, brand packaging. It's also important, and having something that is reliable and consistent is great. I have been using the Canon Pixma MG 7520. I think it's the 7520 for the past 6 years. When I bought it, it was to replace an HP printer that I had been using since college. And unfortunately, that printer is no longer compatible with my MacBook Pro. The, I think it's a Monterey? Whatever version of the computer that I have now. And number two, these ink cartridges are outrageous now. The fact that the Canon Pixma printer only, all of the ink cartridges have to be filled. It has a gray cartridge, an extra large space for a extra large black cartridge only, and then the cyan, yellow, and the magenta. And all of them have to be filled in order to print anything. So it doesn't matter if you want to print something in black and white. If the magenta and the yellow are low, then it won't print at all. And I'm annoyed. So besides, you know, the cost benefit and the fact that it's not compatible with my computer, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. So I did get an Epson X100. I'm switching from the cartridge printer to the refillable tank printers, and the ink refills for those are like $14 a piece. They print up to, like, the output is from the Canon Pixma that I have was just hundreds. the Epson is supposed to print thousands per use. So we're gonna put that to the test and we'll see if that works out. In addition to that, I think it's just the weather here has just been, I don't know, I just feel like I have less energy and not as motivated lately. I'm still putting the work in, but sometimes it's like harder to get started, or if I take a break, it's like harder to get motivated from that break. It's like, why not just let it go for the day? But I know as soon as I do that, things will start to pile up. I have sort of created a different way of breaking up tasks. I know people talk about baby steps that lead up to the bigger tasks, but there are no baby steps. There are no baby steps. It's more about like what takes more energy and what doesn't. So I've sort of reorganized how I get things done by how much energy they take up. So yeah, I think it's mostly because we're going into the fall. You know, most days 10 a.m. could look like 4 p.m. all day, and that's, you know, how it looks all day. So it is 11:15 right now. It is 11:15 in the morning, and this is how it looks outside. It looks like it's like 4 in the afternoon. It's 11:15. This is not good. The lack of sun or whatever it's not good for my temperament. I'm gonna try to find more ways to energize myself. One thing that I've done is hey guys, so my Ritual vitamins finally came in. I decided to invest in some new supplements because yes, I am one of the many that believes that supplements just fill in the gaps in your diet. When it comes to supplements and vitamins, my grandmother is a nurse and she's still in the like healthcare industry, and she has never been one to push over-the-counter medication. She's always recommended that we do other things to manage, take other herbs and supplements, ways to treat like common ailments. She's who I learned about hot toddies from. A hot toddy is basically hot tea, lemon, and some kind of dark liquor like whiskey or rum. And you basically, if you have not been feeling very well, like with a winter illness like a cold or the flu, you're supposed to drink one of those and then huddle under a bunch of blankets and just sweat it out. So I've always believed in vitamins and supplements. I think the hardest part about it is finding a supplement that works for you and your body and your goals. And if you have certain health issues, working around that, that's the hardest part, because not all vitamins are created equal. Companies, it's not something that is as regulated as other things, and that's very unfortunate. So a very small portion of these companies take the time to be as transparent with their consumers as possible. They tell you where the vitamins and minerals are sourced from. They tell you where they're grown. And that's something that I really value in a vitamin. Now, of course, with all this transparency and all of this honesty, the price goes up. So I started looking into Ritual vitamins because a lot of my favorite YouTubers have been recommending them, and because I've heard about Ritual for a while. You know, they have a lot of sponsorships across YouTube. And when I started looking into it myself, I realized that this is a very different vitamin company. they have 9 like ingredients. That, unless you're buying a single vitamin or a single herb, this is like the lowest amount that I've ever seen in terms of an ingredient list. I just got the regular multivitamin for women age 18 and up. And something that I've noticed, especially because I used to work in that industry, is there's a lot of trendy ingredients in vitamins. So, for example, at the beginning of COVID, there was a lot of immune boosting, vitamins and minerals coming out of the woodwork, or herbs, mushrooms, things that have been known to boost your immune system so that you can fight off common illnesses and things like that, or recover quickly. And a lot of the stuff in vitamins, I just didn't feel like I need or even want. A lot of unnecessary herbs, things that are, okay, yes, ashwagandha has been known to improve stress, but I don't necessarily want that in my multivitamin. If I want to take something extra for that, I will get something for that. But some people like an all-in-one. I don't necessarily want the all-in-one in my multivitamin. So when I was looking at Ritual, it basically has all of the hard to get vitamins in your diet in their multivitamin. So unless you don't eat any vegetables and any fruit, no beans or grains of any kind, unless you have like a fully artificial kind of diet, you do get some of your like vitamins and minerals in the foods that you eat, and don't necessarily need to double up on your supplements or with your multivitamin. I'm not gonna say I'm the healthiest person in the world. I have recently made a lot of changes to my diet, and cut down on cholesterol, because I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I went to the doctor and they were like, your low density cholesterol is kind of high. And I was like, okay, so we got to cut that down. And to increase my vitamin D, because I don't spend a lot of time outside. Most of the time I'm working at my computer, as you all know. This just fills in the gaps for me. I am experimenting with sort of like cutting out certain food groups, cutting down on carbs, cutting down on cholesterol and certain fats. So I'll be eating a lot more lean meats and fish and eggs. And eggs have cholesterol in them, so it kind of evens out. Anyway, I'm going to open this and I'm going to show you guys what comes in the package. Also, real quick before I let y'all go, did y'all know these were only $30? I know the ingredient list is short, but they do make up for that with the amount of transparency that they offer, like the fact that you can trace where each of the ingredients comes from, the packaging. All of this costs money. And the fact that these are $30, that's like mid-level in supplement and mineral land. Like, minerals and supplements can be so expensive, and the fact that this only costs $30, plus I used a link from one of my favorite YouTubers, so it's only $27 and the shipping was included. It's absolutely worth it to check it out. So I'm gonna open this up now so you guys can see what comes in the package. Okay, so it comes in a plain brown, kind of looks like a craft mailer, and then it has a little booklet and my supplements. This thing here. Now the bottle is clear, and this is very different. I already know why. Specifically, vitamins that have vitamin C in them are sensitive to sunlight, which is why they often come in those dark colored bottles, but this doesn't have vitamin C in it. I have enough vitamin C, and I get enough of it in the foods that I eat, basically, so I wasn't really concerned about that. Serving size, I only have to take 2 a day. This is my little filing thing. This is where I keep all of my extra paperwork and stuff. Essential for women, 18 and up, and I get 60, so it's 30. The vitamin D is vegan, which is very rare. It is very rare to find a plant-based vitamin D supplement. Has a little iron in it, a boron. All of these vitamins and minerals work together. For example, in order for certain vitamins, I'm not gonna go into it because I know there are plenty of channels on YouTube that go into it in more detail, but I don't have to take these with food because some multivitamins you have to take them with food. And all of the package is made out of post-recyclable materials, so you can always just, you know, throw it away, or not throw it away, recycle it with no problem. You don't have to be worried about whether or not a part of the package, oh, that's cute. Day 15, day 30. So you go like this. So you don't have to worry about if part of the packaging is not recyclable because the entire package is, including the one that it came in. Alright. They have a list of why it's important. They're non-soy. Huh. Didn't know they were non-soy. Anyway, comes with a little packet. Gives you a breakdown of where they come from, who they're good for, why it's important to take them. And now I have to do the smell test. And if anybody takes multivitamins, y'all know what I'm about to do. Okay, first of all, I haven't even brought this to my nose and I can smell the mint from here. And it smells like real mint, not artificial mint. Man, I love that smell. I can't tell y'all how many multivitamins, and I know if any of y'all, especially women, have taken multivitamins before. I have taken prenatal vitamins, even though I wasn't trying to get pregnant, because they had a bit of extra iron and other vitamins and minerals. And because I thought I was iron deficient at one point, and I didn't want to take a separate vitamin. Oh, these smell so good. Yeah, when you open that, when you open it and it smells like the earth. And number two, the capsules are not as big as I thought they'd be, because also, if you've ever taken prenatal multivitamins or women's vitamins, you'll know that they are quite large. Can I do this with one hand? Yes. Okay. This is it. This is it. Just 2 of these a day, and that's it. And when I tell you this, the fact that it comes in a gel cap, there are so many features to a multivitamin that will raise the price, and having a capsule versus a tablet formula, it ups the price. Now, all of this varies from brand to brand and ingredient to ingredients. You know, if things are organic, if they're non-GMO, are they farmed within the United States? It all depends, but it's already smaller than the other multivitamins I've ever taken, and it smells like real mint. So I'm gonna take these now. Grab my water. Okay. That one. They have that cool minty flavor. And that's it. I'll let you guys know if I notice a difference over the next month or so. We'll see. You know, some people say, oh, I feel a difference right away. I feel like I have more energy. You know, I feel like I feel more regular or whatever it is. But I'll definitely let you guys know if I notice a difference. And I do like that there's not that kind of gritty, earthy aftertaste. That is such a nice change, especially when these companies start adding in herbs and like superfoods like kale and spinach and mushrooms and stuff. The flavor it's not my thing, but I wanted to try the Ritual brand and see, you know, what all the hullabaloo was about. Plus, I had just finished my multivitamins, so I was like, for the same price, sure. So I'll let you guys know if I notice a difference or if I'd recommend taking them. So yeah, so far so good. I like that the packaging didn't include a bunch of floofy stuff in it. It just had a package that, you know, goes into a little bit of detail about the ingredients and why they're important. And I like the smell of the jar and the fact that it has that minty, cool kind of minty flavor to it. So far so good. Oh, I started taking vitamins. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I got the Ritual vitamins. As you can see, it has a little notches on the side. This is day 1, day 15, and then day 30. Sometimes I forget to take them. I do. I sometimes do forget to take them. So I want to say I'm less than halfway through now. Well, a little more than halfway through now. You definitely want to take these with food. If I don't take these with food, I'll get the burps. They're not super fishy burps, but they are there for a while after I take these. So definitely want to take these with food. What else? Oh, I have an update about the Amazon affiliates program that I'll insert a clip here. So as you all know, I've been adding in the links to all of my blog posts, all of my like if it's a specific item that I've used, like a supply, when I'm doing my hair or whatever, I'll link it to the same item on Amazon. And for my movie blog, I've been linking all of the trailers for the videos to the Prime Video page. So if you were to click a link for a video that I was featuring in one of my blog posts, it'll take you directly to that movie's page on the Prime Video website. So far, it looks like I'm still on probation. I have another 90 days to, I guess, encourage a transaction. But as you can see, these affiliate programs are not as easy to get into as people say they are. I mean, once I guess you have a certain amount of followers and more people trust you and trust your opinion about things, it's a lot easier to get people to like rent or buy something that you're recommending. In terms of movies, it's not as easy. It's easy to sign up and it's easy to get started on your end, but the idea that this is an instant money-making opportunity is not exactly true. Now that's just with this one program. This is just with the Amazon Associates program, and this is not with like another company, but so far this is what my experience is, because I know that Amazon is one of the biggest ones. You see it all the time when you watch YouTube videos and you scroll down. There are little Amazon short links there. So I just wanted to let you guys know this is where I am in the project so far. That's kind of where I am right now. Still working on my vintage store. Been working a lot more on posting things to Pinterest. So if you're looking for me, Pinterest is a really good option. I'll make sure to add the link in the description box below. So far with the shop, I haven't made any other large purchases other than the printer. I've been really inspired lately to revamp my look and revamp my space. So I've just been buying a few things here and there. I didn't realize so much of interior design has been about experimenting with ideas. I got very into, what's her name? It was Caroline Winkler, but she recently changed her YouTube name to Caroline. I'll link her videos below. She's hilarious and she's into interior design. And Paige Wassel, also hilarious. I appreciate their perspective on interior design, and especially as it pertains to like buying secondhand and buying vintage, because it's still not the norm to buy secondhand. I just think secondhand and vintage stuff has so much character and it's just so much more interesting than what's being produced by, say, like a Walmart or Target. And I really enjoy seeing their perspective on things, especially Paige Wassel's celebrity home reviews. Ooh. After you start watching those types of videos for a while, you start to see things yourself and you're like, seeing places that you could improve things, or that improve could be many different things. For example, you could be like, why do we like avoid this section of the room, or why doesn't that, your eye doesn't move around, it kind of moves over it. It could be because of a lighting issue. Designing your life around how you actually live it, not how other people say that you should live your life, and how it all is tied in together from the moment that you come home, like the moment that you open the door to your home. It's so interesting. It's so interesting to me what some people like versus what people hate, and what people think looks really cheap. It's so interesting. People get very heated over these things. They get very excited over them, and it's just so interesting for me to see. In terms of a celebrity home, it's interesting for me to see what someone with an unlimited, in my mind, it's an unlimited budget, and this is what you put together. And you're like, huh, that is a choice. That is a choice you just made there. And I realize that it's something that I don't share with you all here. Like, I don't share my home with you all, and that's because she's not in the greatest shape right now. She's still in the transitional shape, and I really, really want to move ASAP. So I'm kind of preparing to move, and I don't think it's camera ready. So I'll just be keeping you guys, you know, able to view like the organized corners of my room. Especially if these orders keep coming in the way they have been. I might have a video to share with you all where I pack 100 orders, or I pack 1,000 orders. That would be amazing. I know that seems like weird to say, to have the opportunity to film yourself packing 100 orders, but yes. Yes, that would be great. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, y'all know I love movies, and y'all know that I'm into movies. I will be making a video about The Midnight Club. The thing is, I've only seen the first episode, and I was not enthused. Actually made me want to rewatch the Stranger Things series, so that is what I've been doing, is rewatching Stranger Things. And now I'm on the 4th season again, and now I'm seeing like all the ideas and concepts that like came up in the first season and the second season. Yes, I am seeing a little bit of inconsistencies between certain seasons that I'm not going to talk about because it's been out forever, and I'm sure that other people have talked about it. I am really enjoying that series. Check out eating-film.com if you guys want to see some movie, TV show content. Lately on the Hayride Shop blog, I have longer forms of my YouTube videos, not the video part, but the text part. I kind of elaborate more on things that I may have forgotten to mention in the video. Lately I've been focusing on my favorite thrift store finds, so things that I would not have immediately picked up in the past but decided to give it a try and just kind of see how things look together. I've been collecting so many picture frames, like really good high quality picture frames and art. I'm trying to find original pieces of art that aren't prints. Prints are fine because I have plenty of them, and I have found a couple of really interesting pieces. It's so interesting, and this is part of why I love thrifting and buying vintage, is because going into the store with a different mindset, it feels like such an energetic experience, and I've been finding some like really interesting pieces. I'll add some pictures in so you guys can see them. Just glasses. But yeah, I just wanted to check in with you guys, let you know I'm alive, let you guys see that I do, you know, leave the house sometimes. So I wanted to kind of end this video this time with a thank you as always. Some short clips of the country out here in Indiana. I'm sure I'll miss it when I leave. So I'm just, every once in a while I take the time to record some like really beautiful moments, you know, leaves changing color and all that. So I'll share that with you all here, and I hope you guys are having a great evening or morning wherever you are, that you're having a lovely day, that you're finding some ease in your day somehow, and I'll see you guys next time.